Hello and welcome to Fernbank Science Center's The Sky This Week for February 14th through 20th, 2021. We have a first quarter moon toward the end of the week, Perseverance lander arriving at Mars on Thursday, and we begin the week with a Valentine from the planet Pluto. About 6:10 a.m. Sunday morning, the 14th, look toward the southeast part of the sky. East is the direction where the sun rises. If you put your nose that way, south will be toward your right. A couple of the constellations for summertime are starting to be visible in the southeast part of the sky before sunrise. Scorpius, the scorpion, nice tall constellation, and the teapot shape for Sagittarius. The constellation Scorpius is a long fishhook shape, carrying his little sting over the end of his tail, carried it curled over his body. A couple of pedipalps sticking off this way. The teapot shape for Sagittarius is sort of the center of that constellation. And it's also, when you're looking in this direction, you're looking toward the center of our Milky Way galaxy. Here's the teapot spout. Here's the top. Here's the handle. Some smoke of the Milky Way coming out of the steaming surface. And Sagittarius is the marker for finding where Pluto is on the sky these days. Pluto is so far away from the sun, it takes a really good telescope, a really big one, and a real dark sky to be able to find it. Pluto is a little to the east of Sagittarius this week. And if you get a close-up look, we're celebrating the 91st anniversary of the discovery of Pluto. On February 18th in 1930, Clyde Tombaugh found the little planet with his blink comparator, celebrating that 91st anniversary with an image that was taken in 2015 with the New Horizons spacecraft as it flew past. But we're celebrating all week. Visit the iheartpluto.org website for information, for some lectures by the scientists who worked on the New Horizons project, and have a happy Valentine's Day. Monday the 15th in the evening, look toward the south part of the sky. See if you can find a thin, waxing crescent moon and the bright star Sirius. The moon is just a few days old, a tiny sliver of light on the right-hand side of the moon. If you watch over the next week, each evening at the same time, the moon will appear each night a little further toward the east and a little fatter as it moves along its orbit. The bright star Sirius, we've been talking about that for the last few weeks, brightest star that we can see at night from here on Earth. And it's part of the constellation of Canis Major, the big dog. This is where you need some imagination. A couple of ears, bright nose, or maybe a chin, front legs, a long skinny back, a couple of back legs back here. If you could connect up the stars with lines, it might be easier to find those constellations. Here's Sirius in Canis Major, and the hunting dog is following faithfully after Orion the Hunter with his three-starred belt. That same time, look over toward the western part of the sky. Last week we talked about the big square, or the great square of Pegasus, the flying horse. But look at this one star on Pegasus, and then there are two strings of stars that stretch off up higher in the sky, the constellation Andromeda. Look a little closer at that part of the sky. Here's the corner star from Pegasus. Here's one string of stars for Andromeda. And here's the other string, kind of like a long, skinny V shape. This is where you're going to have to use your hand, do an interactive program. From your observing place, looking toward the west, find that square of Pegasus, then stretch your left arm straight out in front of you. Keep your elbow straight. Spread out your fingers as wide as they can go. And then move your arm over, put the tip of your thumb on that star in the square of Pegasus. The tip of your pinky finger will stretch all the way up to the end of Andromeda's gown, and your index up to the Andromeda's gown, and your index finger will point right at a skinny little crescent oval shape on the night sky. This is the Andromeda galaxy. It's a few million light years away from the Earth, so it's pretty far. You can use binoculars if you have a clear, dark sky. See if you can find that little blur or little cloud shape in your binoculars. Just after the sun goes down, 7:30ish, for the rest of this week and for a few weeks thereafter. If you have a dark enough sky, you can actually see that with just your eyes. Binoculars bring out the detail. Thursday the 18th, what we've been waiting for months and months and months, looking for where the planet Mars is on the sky, but at 3:30 Eastern Time, the Perseverance rover lands on Mars. The Mars mission is called Mars 2020. There's a whole website with lots of information, or you can tune into Fernbank Science Center's YouTube channel, and we'll be covering it live on Thursday the 18th from about 1:30 on. This rover is going to do a lot of experimenting on Mars, and it even has a tiny helicopter type robot attached. Keep your eyes open for more information. That evening, face the south and see if you can find the crescent moon. On the 19th, early in the morning, we get a good pass of the International Space Station. It's a fairly large satellite in orbit around us. A couple of crew are still on board. And if you come at just the right time, Friday the 19th, 6:20 a.m., get your eyes ready, face toward the southwest part of the sky. And at 6:26 is when the space station first comes into view. It rises high and fast. It moves faster than an airplane does, and it's really bright. It sets in the northeast at 6:33. So if you get a chance to be outside on a clear morning on the 19th, see if you can find the space station. Finally, on that evening, the moon is at first quarter phase. And look where it is in relation to Mars. We saw it down here, a little crescent over almost in our Andromeda, and now it looks like it's up a little bit higher on the sky. The moon is at first quarter phase, and that's a really good time. Get your binoculars out again. Look at what's called the terminator, the straight edge of the moon. At this time, at this phase, that's when there are lots of craters that are visible, and the shadows are visible right along that terminator line. Thanks very much for listening this week. Keep an eye on the Fernbank Science Center website, www.fernbank.edu. Find our YouTube channel for the coverage of the Perseverance landing, and have a great week. Thanks for listening.